Hey, what's up guys? It's Jake, aka Tag, and today we're going to be coming at you with a 3.4 Elixir HOG log bait deck. Today it's going to be a special one. It's been a pretty solid deck. I know Kennan's been using it a lot, and a few other pro players have been using it quite a bit. I had some success with it. I got a 12 win with it. I've been playing around with it a lot, and I just find it really solid. First off, a lot of the traditional HOG zap bait or HOG log bait decks that you're going to be seeing, they don't actually, they'll have like Goblin Gang, they'll have, and then they'll have Skarmy. Goblin Gang and Skarmy without the Knight allows you to just get torn apart by Graveyard Poison. You're able to drop the Knight inside the poison, and it's not really going to get damaged at all. The Princess will be out of range of the poison, cleaning up the skeletons, and you're going to be doing really well with just 6 elixir, cleaning up a 9 elixir push, not taking that much damage at all. You're typically going to Inferno their tank if it's a giant or anything, and you're going to be fine. The reason Fireball's in this deck is because you're going to be seeing a lot of minion hordes and just weird things and challenges, and you're not exactly able to rocket everything in a challenge. Like minion horde with the double minions. Minion horde 3 elixir minions is really tough to deal with. Without Fireball, you're typically going to be losing to that a lot. And honestly, Hog Rider is just a really good win condition. Opposed to Miner. Miner, if you go in Miner, the opposite lane, people can ignore it and they're going to eat like 500 damage. And then the Golem player will just stack everything up behind their push, and it's going to be harder to deal with. So Hog Rider, they can't exactly ignore it for 1 more elixir, and it demands a lot more of a response, which is pretty cool. So let's get into the deck, guys. Let's see what I lost to over here. I did end up losing to the 3 Musketeers minion horde. I think I messed up one of my Infernos or something. Yeah, let's just hop into a zap bait game. Hog zap bait versus Hog zap bait. He actually has rocket. You'll see that Fireball is just a lot more usable in this deck. I'll be able to actually Fireball a lot of his Goblin barrels where he's not really able to allocate his rocket to taking care of my Goblin barrel at all. I'm able to mix up my whatever I want to do to counter the Goblin barrel. I'm able to use Goblin Gang, I'm able to use Fireball, and I'm able to use Log. Whereas this guy is only able to use Goblin Gang, Skarmy, and his Log. So if he doesn't have Log in cycle, I know that I can go for Goblin Barrel in front of the tower, and then just go for my pre-Log, and then either save Goblin Barrel or Fireball to counter his impending Goblin Barrel. So you'll see that throughout the game. I'm not really afraid to use my Log, because I know that Fireball is going to help me out. Right there at Fireball, and it's a -1 trade, but it's a lot better than just eating that unnecessary damage for sure. I'm just going to be dropping my Hog Rider. In this type of mirror matchup, if you're able to get a Hog Rider down and they respond with Inferno, it's always a -1 trade for them, and you want to keep making that You want to keep making that trade as often as possible. And you're actually able to outcycle them eventually too if they're down enough in elixir. So when you get to outcycle their Inferno, and you're having like a Log or Fireball, when you have so many counters through the Goblin Barrel, you can actually use one of your spells like a preemptive Fireball or preemptive Log when they don't have Inferno in cycle, and you can really punish them hard. Right there, you saw I went for the Goblin Barrel, and I went for the preemptive Log because I knew that he didn't have anything in cycle. I used my Goblin Gang to clean up, and we're up quite a bit right now. Another big thing about this war is just keeping your princesses alive. In Zap Bait vs Zap Bait, if you don't keep your princesses alive, you're not going to be retaining elixir. He's going to have to respond to princesses all the time. I believe I drop a princess. Oh no, I don't drop it now. But there's one of the games that I played. I dropped a princess behind my knight, and he just was not able to deal with it at all. That was pretty clean. Him logging the princess, I welcome that trade any day of the week. I go for a Goblin Barrel, and I go for my Hog Rider. I even get a really nice value Log. And the Goblin Gang, or the Goblins, go right on the tower, so we're doing really well right now. He does reciprocate with the preemptive Log and the Goblin Barrel in front of the tower because I didn't have it in cycle. I didn't have Fireball, or I didn't Fireball, and I know that he really doesn't have his Log or any spell in cycle, so I take advantage for that again. I get a Hog hit as well, and we're even Fireballing for some nice chip. At this moment, I just know that He's just 2 fireballs away. I was easily able to identify that as a hipster barrel by looking at the shadow. So that's definitely clean. If I played this correctly, I literally could just fireball him out. But I'm always making him make negative trades with Inferno still, trying to keep him on his back foot so he's not able to be too aggressive. I dropped my Inferno there just because I don't know, it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm just going to log, and then I'm going to probably just fireball him out. I don't know why I haven't started fireballing. Let's speed this one up. Yeah, so I'm just going to fireball him out at this point. This game is pretty much all but over. And that's the pretty nice thing about Fireball. You're able to start fireballing a little bit earlier, even though I elected not to, because it's 4 elixir opposed to committing 6 elixir to a rocket and then having to worry about defending. Committing 4 elixir gives you 6 elixir to defend, especially in double elixir. You can start fireballing them out pretty early. So that was, I believe everyone I played in this had a decent amount of cards when he had 24k. Let's hop into this graveyard one. I believe this guy had a decent amount of cards one too. Yeah, this guy's got 130k cards one. So this should show how to beat graveyard pretty well. So with starting hands, I either elect to drop a princess in the back behind my king tower. I usually don't drop it at the start at the bridge because it's depending on the player. Sometimes they'll drop E-barbs at the bridge or something, and you're just donating 3 elixir, and it's never really an optimal maneuver. So I drop the Hog Rider. I get the -1, or I get the +1 trade. I take that and welcome it every day. We're even elixir because he opted to go for that. Well, we should have been even. He didn't actually. He leaked a little bit at the start. But as I was saying, dropping Goblin Gang at the bridge, dropping Princess in the back, and dropping Hog Riders are generally really good ideas if you want to cycle cards. Dropping Knight in the back is also a good maneuver. Ideally, I'd much rather have had my Knight right inside that poison and then had the Princess where it was. But I cycled my Knight in the back, so it didn't get there fast enough. So I wouldn't have actually. I probably would have eaten like 200, 300 damage opposed to 1,000 if I had my Knight in that poison. Here's another really cool thing. When you go for your Hog Rider and Goblin Gang, when you go for your Goblin Gang and Hog Rider, if you drop a hipster barrel, they can't actually. A lot of times they'll miss the barrel and they'll try to hit everything with the log. So that's always really cool to do. And likewise, if you have a princess at the bridge and you defend it with a knight and then you go for a hipster barrel, they can't actually hit everything with the log. So that's really important with this deck. This guy's actually running Fireball and Poison, I guess, and Valkyrie. So this guy has a lot of counters to Zap Bait. He really just doesn't like Zap Bait at all. I didn't actually realize that. But yeah, so I'm dropping the knight in the back, just waiting for what he's gonna do. I dropped the princess, and as you guys can see, I'm probably not gonna. This is gonna be very little to no damage at all. He even activates the king tower. Okay, yeah. So this game was really easy. Just graveyard's not very hard with this deck. As long as you just save your knight and your princess, you're gonna be fine every single time. I dropped my Goblin Gang. I realized, he actually had Valkyrie. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I would have done a lot more damage, would have broken through the Inferno, we would have taken the tower if he didn't have a Valkyrie, but this man, he's got all the answers, but, I don't know. I'm just going to be fireballing him out at this point. I have my Knight and I have my Princess in cycle again, guys. This is really imperative. Every single time they have Graveyard, you really want to be having that Knight and You want to really be having that Knight and Princess. I can't emphasize that as much as I want to. It's really, really important. See, dropping the Inferno is unnecessary, but the game's pretty much over. If you act like that Valkyrie is a giant, that's definitely like the placement that you want to be doing. You could even drop your Inferno one more tile down, and then just having my Princess out of range of the poison, and then the Knight inside the poison is definitely the way to counter the graveyard. So you guys can beat my graveyard cycle deck playing it that way. It's really solid. This deck is incredibly solid against it. And then I beat 2 Three Musketeer decks back to back for the 12 wins. So let's hop into this one. This guy had Zap, Log, 3 Musketeers, Ice Spirit, like another million counters to Zap Bait, but we won somehow. So starting off, I believe I'm either going to drop Hog Rider or I'm going to drop Goblin Gang. I like to drop Hog Rider, definitely a good play. He drops 3 Musketeers. Now I have to deal with 3 Musketeers, and I get 2 hog hits. So, generally kind of scary for me. I wish I dropped my princess in the opposite lane. I get a really nice value fireball here, but I have to push the hog rider forward with the fireball. Definitely something I didn't want to do. So overall, not the best start for me at all. I don't envy this start. I'm sad. Yeah, I'm a sad panda at this point. I realize that we're even elixir, and he's got a lot more tower damage than me. At least I realized this deck at this point, but yeah, this is a rough time. I'm going to be dropping Hog Rider pretty soon, I believe. I'm just waiting for him to drop a pump so then I can punish him pretty hard. I never really wanted to drop anything. I wanted to wait for the most opportune time. Because if I drop my Hog Rider even a second early, I know that this guy would have elected to not drop the pump and then just defended and then drop the pump. And I wouldn't have been able to pressure him then. So it's really important to, with every single card, to wait until the last possible second to be able to drop it like at the most opportune time. So that was pretty key there. I don't fireball that. I realize like if I fireball that, then I won't have my fireball for the 3 Musketeers, and it's just not really a situation I want to be a part of right now. Another thing that's pretty cool is if I had Goblin Barrel and Cycle, I could have Goblin Barreled on top of the pump in the left corner, but I decided not to, or I didn't actually have it in Cycle. And Log actually can't encompass the entire surface area of the pump anymore, so yeah. Oh, he actually dropped, this was the game that he dropped 3 Musketeers in 1 lane. I literally could have ignored those 3 Musketeers and dropped Princess, and another Princess, and then they just would have been all dead. Both Princesses would have outranged it, and we would have been fine. But I did fireball it, so I guess I didn't play the most optimal maneuver, but it's still pretty solid. I dropped the Goblin Barrel in the back. Always mixing up your Goblin Barrel placements is really key, especially when they have like a million counters. You really want to tilt them. You want to play a stressful game for them. You don't really want to make the same predictable plays all the time. I get another really nice value fireball there. I hit everything. I know that he was going to log because he had it in cycle. He wants to get that Hog Rider all the way to the tower. It doesn't really matter, even it up both the tower damages since the left one was so healthy. Princess is going to chip away. I just need a fireball and a log, and I secure that tower on the right. I go for the log. The fireball is definitely impending, and I secure the victory. Fireball does 229 damage in tournament standard, and log does 96. A lot of people still think log does 100, and that's, I remember Ahsopa had a Reddit game about that. It was pretty hilarious. Alright guys, so without further ado, let's go into this 12 win. Hopefully I don't get a Sparky. We want those graveyards. We appreciate those graveyards, guys. 200 or 20k gold, 22k gold. We take it. Ice Golem, Muskie. Got a Bar Pot. We got the Giant. We need a lot more rares faster. I don't really like how they're honeydicking me with very few amount of rares. There we go. We just want a big pile of rares because we need all of our epics in one. It's not really looking so good for us. I don't know if that's it. Alright, so we got an Ice Wizard. We got an Ice Wizard. We got some more gold from that. It's pretty nice, I guess. I was honestly surprised that I got a legend out of that. Usually doesn't happen very often. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments what you guys want for future decks. And yeah, I appreciate it guys. Check out my stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, all at 6 p.m. Eastern. Peace out guys. See you guys next time.